Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Ever feel like strategy is one of those words everyone uses, but no one really explains? Whether you're running a business, launching a product, or just trying to win at life, understanding strategy is a game changer. So, what is it really? Well, today we're cutting through the confusion. We're going to break down exactly what strategy is, look at its core components, explore different levels, and clearly separate it from those other buzzwords. We'll even look at some real-world examples of great and not so great strategy. Ready to become a strategy whiz? Let's dive in. So, at its heart, what is strategy? Think of it as a high level plan designed to achieve one or more major long term goals, especially when you're facing uncertainty and don't have unlimited resources. We all have limited time, money, and energy, right? Strategy helps us figure out how to use those limited resources, the means, effectively to reach our desired outcomes, the ends. It's not always a formal document written down somewhere. Sometimes strategy emerges as a consistent pattern in decisions over time. As one expert put it, strategy is fundamentally about shaping the future. Now, the exact definition can shift slightly depending on the context. Strategy actually has its roots in military thinking. The word itself comes from the Greek strategos, meaning the art of the general. Military strategy is about using a nation's forces through large-scale, long-range planning to achieve security or victory. The famous Prussian theorist Karl von Clausewitz called it the employment of battles to gain the end of war. Crucially, he saw war itself as a continuation of policy by other means, meaning military actions serve larger political goals. Another thinker, Little Hart, defined it as the art of distributing and applying military means to fulfill the ends of policy. The key takeaway? Military strategy links actions to overarching objectives in an often adversarial environment. In the business world, strategy took off in the mid-20th century. It's all about how a company competes and gains an advantage in the marketplace. Alfred Chandler defined it back in 1962 as setting long-term goals and then adopting actions and allocating resources to achieve them. Michael Porter famously described it as the broad formula for how a business is going to compete. Henry Mintzberg gave us a richer view with his 5 Ps. Strategy can be a plan, intended action, a pattern, consistent behavior, a position, how the company fits in the market, a ploy, a specific move against a competitor, or a perspective, the company's fundamental way of doing things. This shows strategy is more than just planning. It includes how you act, where you stand, how you compete, and even your company culture. Game theory offers a more mathematical angle. It's called the science of strategy. It studies how rational players make decisions when the outcome depends on everyone else's choices. Think about pricing decisions or launching a new product when you know your competitors will react. In game theory, a strategy is a complete plan outlining what a player will do in every possible situation. So, across all these fields, military, business, game theory, what are the common threads? Strategy consistently involves 1. Goals, having clear long-term objectives. 2. Resources, making conscious choices about how to use limited means. 3. Environment, understanding and adapting to uncertainty and competition. 4th action, defining a coherent plan or approach. 5. Trade-offs, deciding what not to do is just as important as deciding what to do. Okay, we have a definition. But what makes up a good strategy? Let's break it down into its core components. Think of these as the essential ingredients. Objectives, the what. This is the foundation. What specific outcomes are you trying to achieve? Good objectives are often SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. They turn broad visions into concrete targets like increase market share by 15% in 3 years. Scope, the where. This defines your playing field. Which customers will you target? What products or services will you offer? Which geographic areas will you operate in? Crucially, scope also defines where you won't compete, helping you focus resources. Competitive advantage, the how. This is arguably the most critical part. Why will you succeed against competitors? What makes you unique? This could be through lower costs, cost leadership, offering unique features, differentiation, or serving a specific niche, focus. It's about your unique value proposition. Resource allocation, the means. Strategy needs fuel. This involves deploying your money, people, technology, and time to support your objectives, scope, and advantage. Without resources backing it up, a strategy is just an idea. The magic happens when these components work together coherently. Your advantage needs to support your objectives within your chosen scope, and you need the resources to make it happen. A simple way to think about this is the OAS framework. What's your objective? What's your advantage? And what's your scope? Strategy isn't just one big plan. It usually operates on different levels within an organization. Think of it like a pyramid. Corporate level strategy, top. This is the big picture for the entire organization, especially in companies with multiple businesses. It asks, what businesses should we be in? How do we allocate resources across them? How can the different parts work together? Think of Amazon expanding from books into cloud computing, AWS, streaming, and groceries. Business unit level strategy, middle. This focuses on how a specific division or product line will compete successfully in its market. How will we gain a competitive advantage here? Will we be the cheapest, like Walmart's cost leadership? Or offer something unique, like Apple's differentiation through design and ecosystem? Functional level strategy, bottom. This gets down to the departmental level, marketing, finance, operations, HR, etc. How will each department contribute to the business unit and corporate goals? For example, a marketing department's plan to run specific digital ad campaigns to support a business unit's goal of increasing market share. For strategy to work, all these levels need to be aligned and pulling in the same direction. This is where things often get mixed up. Let's clarify some key distinctions. Strategy versus tactics. This is the big one. Strategy is the overall game plan, the what and why. It's long-term and broad. Tactics are the specific actions you take to execute the strategy, the how. They are short-term and concrete. Think of it like this. Strategy is planning the whole military campaign. Tactics are the maneuvers in a single battle. Strategy is deciding to win the chess game by controlling the center. Tactics are the specific piece moves to do it. Strategy is your meal plan for the week. Tactics are the chopping and cooking for tonight's dinner. You need both. Strategy without tactics is just wishful thinking. Tactics without strategy is like running around aimlessly. Lots of action, no direction. For example, wanting to change your brand's perception is a strategy. Putting up a billboard ad is a tactic to help achieve that. Strategy versus goals. Goals are what you want to achieve. The destination. Strategy is how you plan to get there. The route map. You set the goal first, then develop the strategy. Strategy versus vision/mission. Vision is the aspirational, long-term picture of the future. Mission is the organization's fundamental purpose. Strategy is the concrete plan to make progress towards the vision and fulfill the mission. Strategy versus operational planning. Strategic planning is long-term, 3 to 5+ years, setting the overall direction. Operational planning is short-term, usually yearly, detailing the day-to-day activities needed to execute the strategy. Let's look at some real companies and their strategies. Cost leadership, Walmart, IKEA, Costco, focus on being the cheapest through efficiency and scale. Differentiation, Apple, Virgin, offering unique products, services that command premium prices. Focus, Whole Foods, pre-Amazon, Ferrari, dominating a specific niche market. Value-based, Starbucks, creating a premium experience beyond just the product. Vertical integration, Tesla, controlling multiple stages of the value chain, like making their own batteries. Diversification, Amazon, Alibaba, expanding into many different business areas. And what isn't strategy? Just doing random tactics without an overall plan, like Colgate trying to sell frozen lasagna? Yes, that happened. Vague goals like be the best, just improving efficiency without being different from competitors. Blindly following trends without thinking if they fit your situation. True strategy involves integrated, intentional choices to achieve specific goals by creating a unique advantage. So, there you have it. Strategy isn't just a buzzword, it's a coherent, goal-oriented approach to using limited resources effectively in the face of uncertainty. It requires clear objectives, a defined scope, a source of competitive advantage, and the resources to back it up. It operates at corporate, business, and functional levels and is distinctly different from tactics, goals, and operational plans. Understanding and applying strategy is crucial for any organization, or even individual, looking not just to survive but to thrive and shape their future. What are your thoughts on strategy? Do you have any great examples? Let me know down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.